Now, with all the parts primed and me waiting for some paints to arrive, let me advance onto other parts that needs to be painted, preferably the white parts. Now, after reviewing all these parts, I said, you know what, these parts need to be pre-shaded. And I could have easily gotten black and thinned it down, but I forgot that I have this. I always keep forgetting I have this, the Alclad 2 lacquer, black primer, and microfiller. Now this is pre-shaded, but I've noticed that it loses its consistency, whatever, as it gets a little down to the bottom. And even though you can shake it up and mix it up as best, you know, as your heart's content, I still see that you need to at least thin it down a little bit more. So I began to pre-shade what I have. I filled it in the reservoir here, and here are the parts already done. Some of the parts. Some of those are a little thicker than others, but that's okay, because remember, with the layers of white that's going to go on it, it'll blend in. Let's do a few here. I'll take some. Let me just make sure there's enough in here, because I was using a lot. This is pre-thinned, and I have it set to 15 psi right now. The one thing that I've always been having trouble with Alclad is the fact that if you don't do it quick, it gets to clog up, especially the primer. The primer is notorious for clogging up. Let me just zoom in so you guys can see this. Furthermore, I'm getting a blast, not a steady stream, which of course I really don't like. That's why I want to get one of those precision airbrushes where I can get a thin stream. A little thickness is not a big deal. Sometimes it's a little too much if it's done inappropriately. See, this one I can get away with because the bend there is a little thick. This one I got to do a little slow and a little close. Alright, this one I got to do the edge right there, so let's see if I can do this proper. Alright, that was good. You can pull it off, you just got to be very patient. Alright, this is the part that I'm going to have some interesting fun. Let's see if we can do this. Come on, now. See, that's what I don't like about the Alclads, with the primer, that is. I think that's it. That's good. That came out okay. Let's do the other one. This one I can do a little bit more because it's two parts that I'm going to have to split. So that's fine. Alright, there we go. Now, let me just stop for a second. Because there is a few things that I do want to discuss, and I forgot to mention this, because we're using two types of white. We have the GX1 and the MS white, which technically speaking it's nearly two-tone right there. So what parts are going to be two-toned? Well, let's see. The majority, like these parts, like the leg, will be white. These two parts will be white. The chest part, this part will be white. This will be white. The arms would be white, like here, the inside of this would be white. This will be white, and this could be white. And then the other tone color, well, that's white. This could be the other color tone. This could be the other color tone, like, you know, the darker shade. There. These two here, this one here. The sides, of course, the whiter here or here, that's it. So that's my intention. And I was afraid that I was gonna, like, maybe, do I have to mask some parts off? But I forgot that pretty much each white part is its own individual white part itself. There's no separation there, unless I really want to mask off the little parts here. And I may do that. But then if I do that, it's not going to be for the pre-shading. It's probably going to be for another color tone, maybe one of the charcoal or the Titan's Blue one colors. I don't know yet. I really don't know. But that's something that we will have to explore ourselves and see where we go with this. So yeah, that's my idea. So let me continue on with the pre-shade, and then we'll move on to the white parts. Okay, so the next color we're going to be painting is going to be the 110 character blue. This was a thick paint, and I had to do the same thing where I had to mix it up in a smaller cup. Didn't want to use the crystal, the glass cups, just for a very few, you know. But let's see how this looks overall. So I did thin it down. Let me just make sure it flows out nice. I've already decided to prime this black because I wanted to give it a darker tone. That's a good blue. That's nice. This is the part of the shoulder, of the elbow, I mean, that is. Oops. going to give it that light color pass first, and then I'll give it another pass later on. This is going down nice and smooth. Look at that. Alright, so I got 2 more parts, and you don't need to see this, but we'll just continue on and we'll move on to the next part, okay? Next up, GX3 Herman Red. This one I did a little pre-shading using the black. Don't know how much it will show, but let's see. I'm just going to do light passes here. I know this area is going to probably be covered up with the white, but it's the side ones that I don't want to have to worry about. Alright, I'm going to leave that alone for a while. This part I didn't appreciate, but it's going to be like so back in the heel that you can barely even see it. Of course, I could be completely and utterly wrong. We'll figure it out soon enough. Alright, this was actually the crotch part. Let me just zoom in. That is good. I literally forgot about this one right now. I might as well paint it and get out of the way. The chin. Alright. That's good. Few parts for the red, so I'm just going to work on it right now, and then we'll move on to the next color tone, okay? So let me just take care of these guys. Alright, we're going to begin painting the white parts, starting with GX1. And I've already separated the parts that's going to be painted all white, while I have the other parts we'll work on later on. First, let's spray and pray. So I gave this a 50-50 blend of white and thinner, leveling thinner. I put it in the bottle, mix it up, put a large amount in there in case I want to use this paint again on another build. Now it's already been pre-thinned and ready to go. leave that alone for now. Let's get the thigh leg done. Alright. Now I'm actually, besides these, I'm going to also paint the white parts. Sorry, the yellow parts white. Because these are going to need to be painted the other color, yellow. So I'm going to give it a nice little pass there. Get this one done as well. Oh, thank God I didn't have to cut the nub marks on this one, or like the markings on the tips. Usually you see on high grades. This is a nice cut. There was sanding on the edges there, so that I had to take care of. There we go. That looks good. Let's do one more. That's good. Alright. Okay, so I've already pre-set all the parts that I have here. It's going to take me some time to cover each and every one. Let me finish this up, and then we'll work on the next color.